the chaos is toned down a bit, but is it going to be toned down enough here for the players to manage it here? We do have, of course, Scallywags versus Ape Squad, and that is live for you right here, right now in the finals in the finals of Breakout Esports, and we are ready to go on. Is it Horizon? Yes, it's Horizon.
This is Horizon. Yep, it does look like we're getting started there. It does look like it's in the night variation, so pretty fun little map to see at nighttime. And it does look like, I'm trying to see what team is in orange. It does look like Wally, so that would be the Scallywags are in orange, and in pink will be Ape Squad. So keep your eyes peeled if you have a favorite team of these two. I think that this is a great map for both teams to kind of show what they have. And we see that the Scallywags are all set up in their nice little pirate gear on top of that roof. Right now, a lot of damage is just happening, just trying to get that chip damage to go away at them. A lot of nades going off. This is kind of an inconsequential fight, honestly. They're just kind of trying to show each other up, maybe get a feel for what's going to happen next.
Yeah, exactly. And the long-range fight happening right here, which is actually quite funny, because the way the meta has gone right now is that you would have the models playing close range, and the finals is all about close quarters here. So it's actually nice to see a bit of long-range combat for once in the finals. I would like that to be brought back. And the problem is here is that these players shooting the rifle with the range and effectiveness, they're not going to be doing much damage. And you can see Salvo's hardly been tagged here. It's a little bit of a bandage needed to be replaced here for Salvo. That's it. No proper effectiveness from the rifles causes these players here to have confidence and move over with the Vault right now.
Yeah, and it does look like they're going to get set up on B. So Scallywags are going to have the first Vault entered in there and get it started on B. Yep, they do have in control of that. No real contestant right now, like you're saying, a lot of long-range fighting happening. You do see the first fight starting to happen, and Salvo is running away. They are still using shotguns, so they're not at a great distance. He switches over to healing his team, and they are just going to make a run for it. They're going to try and get in there, and we're going to see the fight happen immediately as soon as this cash out goes out. One of them goes down, and we see the advance from Spoons. Sonuso trying to get that grapple off, and he just did not get it in time. He's being healed by Rippy, but Rippy is down to just 10 health himself, so he needs to do something a little bit better than what he's doing right now.
Yeah. Dog walking, as you can kind of call it there, as Salvo was just a bit too far away from the person holding the leash there, especially in the finals. But hey, they're back down to a 3v3 though, and they have managed to get themselves recomposed, and the other one's on the defense right here as well. So we have to see now as the cash out has gone over to 25% here. Salvo being tagged down once again. He's being bullied right now by the other team, and Gremlin here will also have to wait just a second for the healing beam to be effective too. So again, just a repositioning and being patient here.
Yeah, and they are positioned pretty far away from it. I don't know the strategy behind this because it's just buying more time for them to have to push in there if they are getting pushed. But it does look like Ape Squad is running away and running towards to get that fight going off. And there it is. They found them, and they are starting to push in towards them. We see that the Scallywags hopped in, and they were able to demat through a tiny little area. Dome Shield goes down. Spoons is trying to get some great shots off with the FCAR. Oh no, somebody got winch clawed and pulled right out of position. And it does look like Sonya So went down with that. Rippy at just a quarter health. Spoons is now the last person alive. He's having to run away. It does look like this is going to be going the way of the Scallywags in this first fight. Oh, but look at that.
Oh.
Rez goes off. And it's down to just Wally.
Again, Salvo here. I'm sorry, I don't mean to pick out players individually, but this player has gone down 3 times in a row here. Yeah. I'm not sure, again, if maybe he's being a bit too slow or he's not playing off his teammates to be quicker. It's Wally here left alone, though, in a 1v3, what I think it is now. Does have the model in his hands, and hey, fast domination goes out thanks to the frag grenade. Team, though, does coin back in, I think?
Yep,
yeah, his teammates do coin back in, yeah.
Yeah, so the teammates coin back in, and it does look like Ape Squad is just going to be able to take this first cash out. They had a great push in there. And honestly, I don't know what the Scallywags did wrong in that fight. I think that it was that winch claw that seemed to pull somebody out of position that really just made it difficult for them to stay as a team.
Well, for me, again, it's Salvo. He's being so exposed in his position. I mean, yeah, sure, he is being targeted by the other players, but he's being out of position. He's not next to his teammates or being closer. And again, here he's just on 1 HP. He could win this fight. Does so nice. Picks up a consolation kill for himself here as well. Well done to him. So, yeah, but again, before that winch claw happened, it was Salvo that got caught off guard, and he was put down to a 2v2. Then the players, I think it was Gremlin who activated the winch claw in as well to try and bring it back to a 2v2. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not too convinced right now on what's happening here. Again, you could obviously point down to individuals, but hey, the first one, anyway, the first point to regard is the first $10,000 is on the team here of Ape Squad.
Yeah, and not the way that I expected it, but we do see that the Scallywags have started to move on to Vault 2. They are kind of uncontested again, and I think that we're going to see a repeat where we're just going to see these long-distance fights. I think that they're pretty unimportant. And the amount of times that I've seen long-range fights like this actually go with somebody going down, I think it's maybe happened once in this entire series. So it just seems so pointless to me. But it does seem like Scallywags is going to get in control of Vault 2. They're going to start moving it and trying to avoid Ape Squad at this point. I think that their best option right now is maybe run towards C, because A looks like it's pretty well intercepted if they run that way and they just run into Ape Squad.
Winchclaw going out here as well. Sonso is going to try and get the elimination, but unfortunately no cigar there for him. It's going to be out onto a 2v3. The revive also going up with the defibrillator, but it is gone before it even started here. The players here for Ape Squad got basically decimated before it even happened to deal them any damage themselves or get any eliminations themselves. And the Vault here back in the hands of Scallywags.
Yeah, and honestly, that fight, that's what I expected from the Scallywags, because they are, like I said, just such heavy hitters. And most of the fights, when you get in that close, are going to go that way, I think, anyway. But let's see if Ape Squad can pull something out here. They were able to get the last steal, so it doesn't mean that this is over at all. And Scallywags, honestly, are the ones that are playing at a disadvantage. That C4 goes down by Gremlin, and I think that they're going to try and stay up here and wait for the DMAT to either bring this dash out down, and they're honestly in a great spot because they're in a corner right now, and they're just waiting for that jump pad. They set that up so that they can get a nice overhead view and jump on the enemy team as they start to push in.
Yep, exactly. Spoons here as well has the glitch barrel in his hands, utilizing the arena carryables. Going to be asking, obviously, Soncio and Rippy to support him here to get this cash out done. I mean, it's obviously 25% of the way completed, and a dematerializer going in as well. Players now going aggressive from the high ground here. It is going to be Gremlin who gets the first one. Winchclaw as well into the second, supported by his team, and he will continue to revolve out the damage, but it is only assist for him as his teammates around him get the kills and the wipe. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that was Salvo. But yeah, you'd expect, hey, you know, assist counts as kill, you know what I mean? But no, damn, and now it's Gremlin's fault there as just being very effective, of course, with that Winchclaw.
Well, the Winchclaw and the shotgun as well, because he was tracking the enemy teams and the enemy players just like perfectly. Yeah, and that is the disadvantage of a bounce pad too. Because, I don't know, players like me, I come from Quake. The second I see somebody in the air, it lets me track them just a little bit easier. You can kind of calculate where they're going to fall, and I think that's exactly what I just saw right there. So, really great plays from Gremlin, probably why he's one of my favorite heavy players in this game, period. Yeah, let's see if they can defend it on this last push. See Sonny trying to run in. DMAT goes off. They do fall down, so I think they're going to try and drop this cash out, but they are running low on time. We're down to the last quarter of this cash out, and honestly, this... Scallywags are in such a good position. Here we go, fighting going off. Sonny gets the rocket, tries to go for the winch, did not get it. He's trying to now get a kill, anything that he can with that shotgun, but the Scallywags are just pushing them into a corner. It's all down to Spoons, and there's the next wipe, and I think that goes towards Scallywags.
Yeah, back down to 1-1. If you're looking at the top left of your screen, $10,000 has been activated per team. It's the first team to $20,000. Each vault and cash box is worth $10,000. So we have one more chance here for these teams to potentially take either victory from each other, and it's Vault 3 which has spawned, interestingly enough, right here towards the Scallywags as well.
Yeah, so they're going to get it, and they're going to be in control. So I don't think that we'll see any long-range fighting over this one. I think that Ape Squad might just try and push in and try and get control of this vault, because if you've seen so far, it does seem like Scallywags gets the vault, gets it put in, and that's basically it. So maybe they need to switch it up by trying to not play defensively and trying to cut off their positioning. What they're trying to do is, yeah, you see them set up on the Sky Bridge right now. They're trying to stop the enemy team from pushing into A. They're forcing them to either go towards D or force the confrontation to happen over at A right now. And I don't know, these teams are just playing so conservatively until it just all clashes and explodes.
Well, that's the thing. You could also argue as well. I mean, they're playing like they're playing the old meta in the finals right now, and it's just, you know, obviously I respect it, of course. I mean, Rippy is using the model here as well, don't forget. But here he is going in now. Again, closing the gap once more. Finally here, we can see maybe they have a different story told here. The Rippy is down to low HP and out here, down to a 2v3. That's some nice tracking there from Spoons, but he also gets traded himself. Wallio and Salvo managed to also assist, getting Gremlin back up there as well, and that cash out 3 drives towards D as the team on the other side fall, and the coins again across the floor of Horizon.
Yeah, and something to point out in that last fight, it didn't seem like the Scallywags took more than a quarter health on anybody. Like, that was a whole team, and Ape Squad just wasn't able to get any damage there. And honestly, this is why I think that Scallywags is the strong team. It's just because they can just obliterate. And I've said before, they do like to stay really close together. Right now we see them setting up on top of the roof, waiting for the advance from Ape Squad and trying to just push them off by as much time as they can. We see Ape Squad slowly creeping their way up to this, and yeah, I think that Ape Squad has to make a move right now.
Yep. It is now or never, and speaking of that, we will get a chance here to listen into Ape Squad and see what their perspective is as we go down to potentially the final cash out.
Shit.
I'm getting naded, heals.
Naded.
I'm hurt. Go down.
Salvo one.
Winch.
One shot.
Salvo one. Can we shoot that?
On me. Last one. Chase that, please. Fib.
I am.
Chase.
Force point.
Force.
And there it is. Looking like we have it going down to the wire here. It's going to be very, very close. The cash out has been stolen and taken back in the charge here. And we're going to leave it down to the wire right now. Just over 75%. And Gremlin and Co have a massive task on their shoulders here. Driving in towards cash out D. The players here on the other side of Ape Squad are prepared for it here. Gremlin going in to see if he can winch call the cash out towards them. And the players now will go for a steal. Can the other players on the other side stop it from Scallywags? And here it is. Gremlin now going up with the SA-12 shotgun. Gets the first one. Rippy falls. The cash out drops down to the bottom floor as well, and it is going to be now or never here. Explosions are falling off. Gremlin on 63 HP, and Wallio only down to 4 bars as well. It is the hope here. Winch claw going out from Gremlin. Can he get the final kill? And it's still happening just in due time. It is going to go down to the wire. Gremlin, can you stop it in time? Unfortunately, it might just be, but it's not. It's Ape Squad.
What an amazing
What happened, Rio?
I'm speechless. I really am struggling to come up with words because I think I might not see 3 maps. This might be a 2-0 going towards Ape Squad, but hey, we're going to find out here just a second as we are loading into Fortin Stadium.
That is right, and just again, I wanted to come back to something I said about Wally. Is I did give him a bit of an interview, and just quickly he said, we are having fun trying to frag out, and that's exactly what happened. We're not disappointed with our day 2 at all. We were feeling confident with our 3v3 skills, and we've been scrimming a lot and working on our chemistry. Okay, and that's coming from Wally right there. So we'll have to see if that chemistry does improve throughout this match. Again, the Scallywags, if you guys are just tuning in, are down 1 map right here, falling to Ape Squad, as you can see. And speaking of them, they're actually up against the high ground here as well, and they will be looking to try and take the advantage of that one.
Yeah, this is all fighting over the first vault. They are close to each other, so there is a kind of shooting and everything going on. But it does look like the Scallywags are going to be in control of this. No, I can't. No, it looks more like Ape Squad is closer to the vault. But I don't really know what's happening right now because both teams are just kind of looking for each other. I don't know.
This is essentially a high ground game right now. And yeah, you could say, sure, the teams are looking for each other. But what the good advantage right here is that we do have the higher ground of the team Scallywags right here. So if, for example, Ape Squad do want to make a play, they get a little bit impatient. Again, you could say it's kind of the patience game right now. I mean, look, they all look paranoid right now. These players are looking around to see, well, what is the other team doing? But they haven't realized how much of a high ground Scallywags have taken here against them. I mean, look at this. Even Spoons is rotating all the way over towards the other side. But they're about to get seen where these players are over there.
Yeah, and very slow, very conservative plays because I think that both teams realize what's on stake here. It was like fighting is getting started with Rippy already down. I'm not sure what happened to make that much damage happen on him right away. But Sony trying to run away. They need to buy 15 seconds basically, or try and get the res. I'm not sure which way they're going to go for, but at this point, it does look like Scallywags have grabbed the vault and they're making a move for it. I think they're going to head towards A. It's probably the better chance, but we see the corridor fighting going off, and one of the teammates has hopped up to get the height advantage. Oh, it does look like they're going to go to B instead of A. Probably the smarter move, honestly.
Yeah, a bit of a cash yoink there as well. They managed to grab it and get the hell out of dodge. Again, it was also supported as well by Rippy going down. And that's the problem when you try and retake high ground in the finals. I don't know why teams do this, but they try and go for like this jump pad retake. And sometimes it does work out really well, but in a lot of the cases, you're going against a team that's set up and they're already ready. They're prepared for you. And you might even have an APS, for example, ready to counter some things going in. But hey, we're about to get our first fight here of the game properly this time. And it looks like Spoons will take the charge.
Yeah, it does look like the orange team is just trying to buy themselves a little bit of space. Here goes fighting on the... Oh my god, and they pulled Gremlin out of and then dematted the wall. So his teammate was just stuck there. What an amazing play. Doesn't look like they're able to get him back, but the Scallywags are going down, and there is a wipe. Oh, wow, that actually went the way that I did not expect it. Ape Squad ended up getting wiped there. What a just explosion of chaos that happened in that last minute.
Yeah, the defenders managed to keep that pace going for themselves as well. Again, no problem there for them. Gremlin here looking to probably edge on his team to really keep the momentum going, get back into this game, and cause a reverse sweep here as well. Again, if you are just tuning in, they are going to be under a little bit of pressure here. They are down the Scallywags one map, and they are looking to get back into this one.
Yeah, and we see their defensive setup, and what I love about the Scallywags so far is they don't play on point. They definitely play a good distance away. This lets them buy time where they can either be faked out by the steal or something like this. They're able to be really aware of it and then storm in. So the other team feels safe, but they're actually not. And we do see the Scallywags coming in, and my god, the damage that's going off. Salvo is getting great shots off on that, and it does look like they're down to their last player, and Rippy goes down, Spoons followed shortly behind, and Salvo with the heals. And it does look like the Scallywags are going to take this first cash out.
Yep, pretty nicely executed there for them as well. Again, you would actually say no bother, no worries. You wouldn't even say that they got 2-0'd on the last map there as well. Pretty damn confident and routine for them, looking like this could be obviously a sign for the times to come as well. They might get their confidence back up into this one. Mega damage has also been activated here as well, as we head to later stages here for Vault 2 activated.
Yeah, and Mega Damage actually doesn't do extra damage to the players. It just does damage to the surrounding environment. So we're going to see a very crumbly stadium for the next minute and a half, basically. And it does make it where it's a little more chaotic and a little more fun.
Especially on Skyway.
Yes, especially. Or you mean, yes, Fortune Stadium.
Oh, sorry, Fortune Stadium, my bad, yeah.
Yeah, Fortune Stadium is a little more crumbly than the other
Stadium.
maps. Yeah, I don't know why, but I personally love it. I love watching it just crumble around me. But it does look like the Scallywags are in control of Vault 2. They were able to get in there, and it does look like they're trying to get the height advantage again. Both teams are incredibly close to each other. Sonyaso, with that RPG, he decided not to take the shot. He's moving more towards the DMAC goes off, and they're getting some great shots off on the Scallywags from the roof above.
Yeah, and I like this patience here as well. As you can see, they are playing a little bit further back here, Ape Squad. They're not going in, not driving in, they're not being rash in their decision-making. And again, they are keeping the high ground, which is super important. One of my analogies of the finals is I think the high ground is really important. But look at this Gremlin creeping up the stairs here. They're about to get met up into a 3v3 and playing a little bit of a patience game, but dropping down with the dematerializer. That is massive. And Son Soyo here might be able to get elimination for himself as he goes in with the RPG. Gremlin goes down, and that's an elbow to the face, taking out Wolio, and a quick sweep there. The players go down on the Scallywags.
They just swarmed on them. That was really impressive, and honestly what Ape Squad needs to continue to do, because they played so cohesively there. They really had a plan, they executed on it, and I think that the Scallywags were kind of caught off guard. They didn't think that they were going to get jumped, basically. But we do see the next cash out is getting started, and this time it is in control of Ape Squad. So Ape Squad needs to get this and one more cash out, and then that's it. I'm curious to see if they can make it, but they are getting set up right now on the roof and just waiting for that advancement from the Scallywags.
Exactly. There's no way it all goes down to this cash out right here, right now. The Scallywags have a massive mountain to climb right here, but first of all, they have to make their way over to the other side. And then there's going to be the peak of frustrations here for these players. They drive in here straight away with these jump pad, and it's the first elimination for Salvo. Make that a second, and it's a wipe out of the fights here to take the Ape Squad down. And gone before they even had a chance to really do much damage to the other side. It was only Wolio who was down to low HP. But what you really like about that is, again, you could say it was against them. The APS was down on the floor below them, and it did manage to stop a lot of the utility going in. But it was the weapons that dealt the damage, specifically the model as well going in. And that's a great play.
Yeah, and I said it before we got into these matches that both teams have heavy hitters. And my God, are we seeing that? They are just, they're really... this jump. They seem to like get on top of them and then just swarm. And it's really good cohesive gameplay. You can tell that the teams are communicating well between each other. And I love to see this type of gameplay in such a high level performance of this finals. So it looks like we're getting into the last push. Can the Scallywags hold it for about 15-20 more seconds? Because that's all they have to do. And they end up taking this map. We do see the Ape Squad is above them, so they do have the height advantage right now. One of them gets winched in, they get drawn down. But as all this fighting's happening, they're not near the cash out, and the cash out is just ticking down. It is fighting in the favor. It's fighting in the favor of the Scallywags just because they're buying time.
Yeah, this is really not good. It's now or never. They even bounce it up as well. I understand why they would chase the players down here, but they've got to distract from the main objective here. It's Rippy now going in with the model. Seconds ticking down, but it looks like it might just be over here just from the smart distraction of the rest of these players. And the round is over. Ape Squad managed to take this one for themselves. Nice, clean, calm, and collected. And hey, you got to say, oh no, sorry, now, especially in Breakout now as we go down to the playoff series, it is a problem. But the problem now for both players is keeping that nerves and keeping that momentum. Personally, I think, if I had to guess, I think Scallywags has a bit more of that composure. Again, I was speaking to Wallio, but we're here on Vegas, and I think you might be on the same page as me.
Yeah, I think I am. But it all comes down to this, and honestly, weirder things have happened even today. So let's see what happens in this map 3 on nighttime in Vegas. Doesn't look like there's any variation to it other than nighttime. So we are going to see the Scallywags start to push towards Vault 1. Ape Squad is a little bit ways away, so it does seem like Scallywags is going to have control over this again. I think that they are kind of waiting just to see if anybody advances. Really kind of what happens next is anybody's game.
Yeah, exactly. And we have to obviously remember as well, Gremlin is a star player here. I mean, people could say he's technically the MVP of the whole tournament, right? So if anyone needs to step up here, if people want to, be confident in the next one, these individual players have to step up. So actually, I'm going to be more criticizing here of Gremlin. He really needs to show people why he is this player that has been rated so highly. And especially, it has to happen now. It's just down to no one ever. It's 1-1 for the map choice. We're in towards map 3 as well. And again, I'm not too sure who is the IGL specifically for Scallywags, but it would be interesting to kind of know, because Gremlin could either call himself to make these plays and set himself up, or he could also get his team to go in so that he can finish the damage as well. So
yeah, I did think it was Gremlin as the IGL, but yeah, I could be wrong. But he is definitely a staying force in this whole tournament. He is just a very powerful player. And honestly, they did win the last map, but I didn't see that much from him. He had 1 kill overall, and it just not what I expect. So yeah, we are going to have to see him step up, even though they did win the last map. It does look like the Vault is making its way over towards A. We see that the Scallywags are on top of the Megadome, just waiting to see what happens next. As soon as it gets entered, we will see them start to push in. But it does seem like Ape Squad has control of the Vault, so maybe they'll have the advantage going into this next fight.
Yeah, exactly. And again, we play the high ground game right here as well. Obviously, Ape Squad does obviously have the positioning, but they are not on the high ground themselves. From the other side, if you switch it over, we'll be able to see, obviously, the Wallio, the one and only Wallio, with Gremlin, as well as on the high ground. I think Salvo is just bouncing on the jump pad as well, having a good time. And I think, yeah, now they spotted him here. So look at this. Low ground versus high ground. That's a problem.
Yeah, they threw the APS down immediately, and they were just watching those grenades get in there. It did look like the Ape Squad had a great movement and were able to demat down. They are taking their time to get this cash out started. I think that one of the teams is waiting for a wipe to happen, basically, before they put it in, just so that they can buy themselves those extra few seconds as the team wipes and they get the respawn and force them to push back in. So this is much slower gameplay than we've seen so far. I think it's because both teams just know what's at stake. This is it.
Yeah, it feels like I'm watching a terminal attack match right now. Yeah, no, exactly. The thing is, you gotta be patient in these situations, especially because the stakes are so high. I mean, one mistake here can get these players out of this whole entire tournament. So again, I really like the fact that the Scallywags are respecting the fact that they need to keep the high ground here. And I think what's happening is Apes trying to figure out how they can retake it back, how they can reposition themselves here to make it level. And the biggest mistake right now that would happen is Scallywags to fall down, be a victim to some of the mind games that might be played here from Ape Squad. And look how close that vault is towards Cash at A as well.
Yeah,
itching to be in there.
I mean, we're already almost 5 minutes into this match, and no cash outs got started. It just now got started. This is wild. This is the most conservative gameplay, but as we've shown before, these teams tend to just kind of keep their distance and then clash. There's a big explosion, and honestly, it turns into some of the most quick gameplay that you'll see, and just utter chaos. So we do see the setup going in. The Scallywags still have the height advantage here, but it does look like they might be being chased a little bit by Ape Squad. Ape Squad might be trying to go for a little bit of an offensive play here, but I'm not sure. They are coming up right behind them. Gremlin bringing down that APS, and I don't think that they understood what was about to happen. I think that the Ape Squad just kind of got caught off guard.
They did not understand the assignment, and Gremlin now is also going to have to try and see if he can take the steal back up on this one as well. Does fake it out for the teams, and again, high ground advantage has been put back in the favor of Ape Squad here. And again, I told you to pay attention to that, and they're going to try and retake it here. It's a battle for the high ground right now. Gremlin does have, obviously, no abilities for winches. He is on the mesh shield instead, so he has to go closer and play towards these players here. He's going to rip through the players with the SA-12 shotgun. Soncio goes down, and again, the reload happening there as well. Into the elbow to the face. Rippy falls, and that is a team wipe.
Yeah, there's Gremlin stepping up. Those are some great kills. He was chasing them down. He was being healed by his teammate as he was doing that. And honestly, that's what you love to see, because that SA-12 is just such a force. But it does have that weird little delay where after you get, I think, 3-4 shots in, you have to turn the barrel. So there's a little bit of like hesitation. So you have to plan around that. It is definitely the biggest flaw of the weapon, but some of these high-level players like Gremlin just know how to work with that. And honestly, with the amount of time that's left on this cash out, it does seem like the Scallywags were able to hit the steal and probably able to hold it. Yeah.
Hold up. Spoons, Soncio, and Rippy here could do some magic right now. They're going to drop down, and that APS will have to eat the C4 here. The Dome Shield has also been activated, but it looks like it's going to be the problems here of Ape Squad as Gremlin on the Scallywags team manages to take out Soncio to finish it off for the rest of them, and that is a very convincing cash out here. The first $10,000 in the hands here of the Scallywags, and only one more is needed for them to qualify through and be playing against the might of 2-2-3.
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, that was such a hard one to push into because you have such a height advantage, and then it was just out in the middle of kind of like a ballroom. So there wasn't many places to hide. There wasn't many places to kind of get set up. You had to push into a very open area. And now we see the Scallywags hopping back up onto the Megadome and just trying to keep that height advantage. You are right that this is very much, especially this map, a height advantage type of game.
Well, that's the thing. I don't understand why no one's spoken about before, because this is something I've seen since the early days of the finals. And for me, personally, a fight is 20% high ground, 5% high ground.
Yep.
I don't care about what gadgets you have, what utilities you have. If you're against another team that is above you, you will win the fight 20% more likely than the other team. And I don't know if it's like something that is an unspoken rule for like the top players or the pros, because again, when I ask about, you know, oh, what should I do to improve, no one brings up to me, oh, well, high ground's pretty good for an advantage. And that's for something as well for viewers at home. If you guys are also wanting to participate in the future for future matches and stuff like that, make your plays based around high ground initially first as a starting point. And right now we can see Kremlin and Co is sneaking here, crouch sneaking on the low ground.
Yeah, we see them just trying to stay together as a team and try and maybe get the jump on Ape Squad if they can. Nobody's put the vault in, and it is very much exposed, but these teams are waiting for a fight where they come together, and then the decider of that fight will get control of the vault. Fight is starting to happen right now on top of the roof. You see Spoons with a nice bounce pad, but he did go down in that fight, and we see that Wally's trying to get the res, but in the process goes down to 3 HP. He goes down as well. So it does seem like Gremlin and the Scallywags were able to get the dominating force on that fight, and again, they will get control of the vault, and I think that they're going to bring it over towards B.
Yeah, and unfortunately leaving Wallio there as on the statue on his own. It's only Gremlin and Salvo there bringing the vault over. That's fine. Wallio will just coin back in 3 seconds time. But yeah, again, convincing fights here that we're seeing. It's pretty nice. You can kind of tell that I'd say Scallywags have gotten their confidence back between them as well, having a real nice synergy between them too. And again, the goal for Ape Squad here is to really kind of think, well, how do we counter these players? And again, this is what I like from Salvo here. If I'm not mistaken, it looks like they're going to take, well, what is it again? It's high ground. Something that we've, again, kind of been, repeating throughout today, but it's something that I think is super important for the finals. And they're now in a position where Ape Squad will have to come up with some real nice magic here, and I think they might recognize that that's exactly what the other team are doing.
Yeah, I mean, they really have to make something happen, or this is the end of Ape Squad. We're getting down to this last cash out, and wow, Glue Spiral goes off. It didn't look like it hit anybody. Spoons is trying to get some damage off. Rippy goes down to just a quarter health. Spoon goes down to half health. So it does not look good. Spoons is the last man, and we're alive, and he's just trying to demat and trying to hide if he can. Wait for his teams to coin in, but he still has a 15-second wait, and in that time, he's just going to let that cash out just count down. In 15 more seconds, then he has to regroup as a team and make a push. Boy, it is not looking good for Ape Squad at this point.
Are you worried? Is there anything they can do to get back into this?
I think that they have to really get a team wipe on the Scallywags. That's the only option, and they have to do it really fast as well. So it's going to come down to a really explosive fight, I think, in the end. And whoever takes this next fight, whoever gets wiped is going to end up taking it.
Yep, all or nothing has come down here to the wire, and we are going to get a listen in to the Scallywags as well during the due time. We'll see what their communication is going to be.
Drop! Hit a nade! Hit a nade!
Right, just keep kiting, keep kiting. Wally, DMAT pad through here when they get on point.
Keep moving.
Oh
shit.
They're on point.
Yeah, Spoons is one.
Right, this guy's so alone. Dropped it.
Point.
5 point. Soil's one.
Dead.
Last.
Good shit. G fucking G's, bro.
Good shit. That was a crazy.
There it is. Nice teamwork there for all these players as well. Gremlin, Salvo, and Wallio. Synergy, as you can say, the emotes there at the end as well from Gremlin. And a very happy Scallywags there as they managed to take the loot themselves and bring them back out. And again, you can say that the basis of that play was, again, as you saw, you hear them shouting, saying, kite them. That's, again, when